You know, when it comes to keeping up with the latest real estate listings in Milton, a lot of people don't know jack. Why? Because it can change big time from day to day, even hour to hour. That's why. So every morning, this jack logs on to MiltonDailyHomes.com. And there's a million reasons why you should too. For starters, they've had 1 million views and counting. So obviously, a few good men and women are checking out the plethora of in-depth information they have there. Daily listing reviews, fresh videos, price guides, buying classes, guided home tours, and more. Insight you just won't get by looking at an MLS. The truth is, if you're not visiting MiltonDailyHomes.com every weekday, maybe you can't handle the truth.
Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and I hope you enjoyed that video. That was actually something we just put together. We found that actually on Fiverr.com. So Fiverr with 2Rs.com. Great celebrity impersonator. He's a comedian. He did that whole video for us. So it's really great. 13 listings for the day, and we start off with 43 Dawson Crescent, 324.9. Pretty much entry point. I mean, what you get for this is maybe an 1,100 square foot 3-story home without a backyard. This one actually has a backyard. Probably one of the most creative uses of spaces I've ever seen, which is right in this area here. So when I flick the photo, there it is. There's actually a little reading area right there. I don't know how often that gets used, but whatever. It looks good. The flooring has been updated. The basement looks good. The rooms are not huge. It's not a massive house. There's only really one full bathroom upstairs, powder room on the main floor, and they have another full bathroom in the basement, which certainly helps. I'd be surprised if these guys didn't sell pretty quick. It's just there's so much demand in this range, and there's not a lot for sale. Ferguson is at 335.9, and I'm not a big fan of the photos. It's funny, we have a funny discussion with some loyal viewers about toilet seats being up in photos. It's amazing to me that someone who's taking the photos doesn't just put it down. Anyways, the photos are okay. I mean, it's a relatively open concept space. You've got a bit of an eat-in area just off the kitchen plus a big family room. And you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs too. So again, I don't know if the photos blow you away, but I think that the price point is definitely something that will attract attention. The condo fees are about $60 a month, garbage and snow removal. It is a freehold home, but it has what we call parcel of tied land attached to it. So it shares ownership of the roads around it, visitor parking and so on. So really you look at this and you add that on. Mortgage, $50-$60 on a per month on a mortgage is probably $10,000. So you say, okay, what do you get for more than $340? And it generally compares well. I don't know if it's a deal, but it looks okay to me. I've got this one here on Dairy Road. It's a Plan 6. The urban towns are the new larger ones, 377.9. And not sure if these ones come included, if there is any sort of maintenance or condo fee attached to them. They're still so new, I'm trying to figure them out. It looks like there's a little bit of a nook or a little butler's pantry in between the 2 rooms. I don't know why someone wouldn't put appliances in, especially if they go through the work of staging the house. By the way, do not sit on those chairs because you'll collapse them. Same with the beds. They're not real beds. And kind of interesting that you have more space in the garage, but I look at it, what we say oftentimes is that if it's a 1.5 garage, it's not a 2-car garage. No matter how you slice it, you can buy a similar or in fact a bigger size townhouse with a true double-car garage. Same idea as this one for around $400. So for me personally, I would say I'd rather make the jump up to something like that. Based on the photos, it doesn't look like there's any premiums on the views. There are a couple of these that actually face a little sort of ravine green space area. So to me, it's just okay. It wouldn't be my first choice if I had the money to spend. And it'd be interesting to see because even you could find a similar size home, 2-story with a backyard and a basement that you could eventually finish for probably close to $400,000. So I'm not sure. I don't know where those ones are going to fit or how popular they're going to be. 406 Baverstock is actually our listing, and so it's 1,300 square feet plus a finished basement, 3D25, and it looks great inside. There's a front separate dining room And then you get further into the house, you've got your family room that's open concept with the kitchen over here, and you can see the cabinets are a nice natural wood finish. The appliances have been upgraded. There's 2 full bathrooms upstairs, and I think the favorite part of this house is the man cave. In the virtual tour, there's actually a little cart that you can bring in and out, have your wires all hidden, everything else. And the yard is actually a little bit deeper than what we see in most of the properties. So it's a great listing, it's a great price. The Croftside models, there was one, if you remember with the home theater yesterday, that was priced more than this one. It's a little bit bigger, but they've already got an offer on it. So these guys actually had an offer, fell apart because the buyers basically changed their mind. So it's back on the market. I'm really excited because there's a lot of activity and buzz on it. So it's a great listing. If you're interested, just give us a call. We'll get you into anything, including this one here. Now this one on Robert is $389. And when you look at what it has, it says it's less than 1,500 square feet. Now, it's obviously been kept really well. I've never seen one of these that's been kept poorly. They've all been in very good shape. And you can see the flooring looks good. It's an open concept design. It actually looks, to me, a little bit bigger than a 1,500 square foot home. But, I mean, the photos can be deceiving. Bottom line is $389. What do you get for a freehold without the $227 maintenance fees? And you get something probably not as good of a walk score, so you're paying for the location, the premium of being close to downtown, but you can find a freehold home similar to this one in terms of size, finishes, everything else, and not having to pay the $227. So it's really the location of where it is that I think is going to be the biggest difference in whoever buys this one. So it seems a little high, but they're not that far off. 659 Scott is at 397.9, and so it's one of the smaller ones. It's 1,585 square feet. Come in the front door, you've got a little room over here, which could be used for a variety of uses: home office, home gym, guest suite, anything like that. Maple stairs, you go up the stairs. This one was actually listed last year. I think the photos from last year didn't really do a good job in representing this home. But I think they've done, there's actually your main floor room. Then you go upstairs, you've got a nicely upgraded kitchen, you've got granite countertops, backsplash stainless steel appliances, and some dark hardwood floors here as well. I think it's a great listing. That's your backyard pretty much. You don't have the grassy backyard, you've got the area above the garage, and it is a double garage down below too. So overall, I'd say this one's good. I mean, if anything holds someone back, it would be the 2 bedrooms. You could still have that main floor as an accessory 3rd bedroom, and so you could actually have those 2 to actually be real bedrooms. So I do like this one. I think there's a lot of advantages here. The one thing about it though is that it's that backyard. It's the lack of backyard, but you get the double garage. For that price, you can't find many double garages. Now Herman Way is $399, and so it's vacant. I don't know why someone would put photos up that looks like this. Honestly, like the appliances being out, a garbage bag, it makes no sense to me. Your first impression is online, and I think that if people don't understand that, then they're setting themselves up to sell for far less than the ideal price. That being said, a semi-detached at $399, and for the size this one is, I would say they're probably still going to get some action. I don't know if they're going to maximize their ideal price. 604 Laurier is at $419. Semi-detached, fully renovated, 42 by about 110 on the lot size, and you've got an accessory apartment downstairs, and there's this little thing in the description that talks about the seller doesn't warrant the retrofit status of the basement. What that means is that they're not actually saying it is a legal basement apartment. If you comply with the building code and the fire code, according to the province of Ontario, you do have a true finished basement that can be considered legal. So it is something that you want to do your homework in. It's beyond the scope of the videos here, but the rules have actually changed quite a bit from a provincial level because there's such a need for affordable housing. So if you have any questions about legal basement apartments, let me know. Prince Street is $519. Now, I've been surprised at some of the bungalows that have been selling for, even $420, $430, $440. This one's at $519, and it's on a 66 by 132 foot lot, which is nice. That's sort of the size downtown, even if you're going to rip this one out and rebuild. But you're not going to do that if you're paying $500,000 for the house. It looks like there's been a lot of addition and extra space added to this home. So we'd look and say how much extra space, what did it cost to build it, probably 150 a square foot. Add that to the value, still have a pretty good sized home here. So it's hard to tell where this one really fits in, how the work is and so on. Detached single car garage, you've got a long driveway and so on. So it seems high to me at first glance, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. Kalman is 614.9. It's a wood lily, or it's actually the plan. I think it's plan 12, but it's very similar to the wood lily. Inside, I wouldn't say it competes. The highest sale for this model was just over 620. Backing onto a pond, I think the finishes were a bit better in that one than this one here. But I think what's going to push them up into the sixes, at least what I'm seeing, is the lot. You've got it looks like 77 by 109, so potentially along the back it's 77 feet. That makes a big difference. So the interlock, generally low return on the landscaping, anywhere from 0 to 25% is a common range for the adjustment. But I think that having that extra lot space is something that people wait for. So it's a nice floor plan. You push the garage forward, but you actually get much more space inside the home. We've got this one on 15th Side Road. It's basically 10 acres. That's a really nice view there. It almost looks like the Windows wallpaper minus the snow. And inside you've got a 3-bedroom, you've got 2 washrooms, and they're actually both full washrooms, bit of a split level. I don't know if the house is really blowing anyone away, but I think that the advantage here is that you've got it all set up. If you're a horse lover and you don't need a ton of space in the home, this could be the ideal. Even the 10 acres, to be honest, for where this one is, basically Guelph Line and 15th. The 10 acres is worth pretty much what they're asking. So you might even get the home for free, or you get all the horse stuff for free, all the paddocks and so on. And Britannia is at 689 here. And it's right on the corner of Britannia and 25. A lot of the land is actually owned by CN around here. So it really comes into question is like, how long is it going to take to be developed for something like this? Really, I mean, Britannia's scheduled to be 6 lanes. There's going to be development all on this side here. You just want to look into the zoning, the planning, look at what kind of timelines are you up against for something like this. It is nice to be on the corner. Obviously, that's prime commercial space. I don't know if many commercial developers are going to be able to fit their stuff on 0.68 of an acre. So you really want to look at what else is around the property in addition to this one on its own. You can't just look at it from a bubble. You have to say, okay, who owns the rest of the land and what are their plans looking long term? The last one is 1.6 million. It looks like it's on about 10 acres. It's a half-finished house. Like if I ate half a sandwich and I gave it to you and I said, look, you can have the other half, how would you feel about that? Here's the thing, is that if it was a fully built home, you would actually be able to see the finishes and so on and so forth. What are you really getting here? You're getting a shell that you have to do work. So if you're going to start the work, then you can do it all your own way. So you're kind of getting half of what somebody likes, but not the full thing. You can't imagine anything. You can't envision. Yeah, the land looks good, but to me, it's like it almost would have been better to do an aerial shot and say, okay, look, like here's what it is, and there's some stuff in the house. I don't know if that is going to get them their $85,000 that they even spent on it. To be perfectly honest, and 1.6 seems high for that size of land, because again, we look at the one on 15th that we just showed. You could actually get something, rip that house down, and you still have almost $1 million to build a house. And again, 150 a square foot. You could build 2,200 square feet, which is what this one is, for far less than 1.6. So I'm not sure where they came up with the value of this one. I know what else you can get at 1.6, and it's a completed, really nice house. So I would say good luck with that one. So anyways, that's the list for today, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes. Have a great day, and if there's anything you need from us, we are always glad to help. Have a great day.